pure radiance, pure energy. And yet, it is just stationary in the sky. It appears to move because the earth is moving, but it's stationary. It is still, yet so much energy, energetic stillness. Paramahansa Yogananda used to love to use this example that our true nature is the paradox of energetic stillness, like that. So every body-mind system in every form of life has a fourfold subtle window. Okay, we're doing the best we can with analogy here. And so the window, it's described in the ancient texts and in most spiritual books, can be of three foundational varieties. It can either be clear glass, or it's called sattvic. And so when the glass of the mind and intellect and the sense of identity or ego and the feeling heart space, this is the fourfold inner body. It's called a sukshma sharir or linga sharir, the inner subtle body. So when this subtle body, like a window, is completely clear, then the sun of the true pure self, the pure consciousness, radiates through into the world with clarity. And everything is seen in the room as it is, without distortion, like that. And so there's balance, there's harmony, there's wisdom, there's peace, and there's love. So, but when the same sun, which is still not moving, still not changing its nature, shines through a stained glass window, like on a church, then the light that comes in the room is red, yellow, green, blue, and things are seen in a bit of a distorted way, not as they actually are, but tinted with these different colors. So that's when there's some strong inclination to do something, when there's a predominance of identification with the body-mind system rather than the true self. But the sun hasn't changed. Your true nature has not changed, and it hasn't gone anywhere. You see? It's just the perception in the room that's different. When the same sun shines through a window that's very dark and covered over with dirt and grime and grease and dust, you can hardly see anything in the room. You're walking into pieces of furniture as you're moving around it like that. But still, the sun is not changed. The true self is still, it hasn't moved, it hasn't gone anywhere, it hasn't stopped shining. But the perception in the room, because of the darkened window, it's a whole different perspective and expression happening there. So again, it's not the fault of the sun, and it's not the fault even of the window. That's just the way the window is. You see?
Would you say everything is unfolding exactly as it should?
Yes.
Yeah. And would you say that as a human being we have choice?
As a human being we have choice. So I would say...
Source.
Okay. So again, starting at the top of the blackboard there's this one beautiful expression in Sanskrit. And it's been said that even one tiny little phrase of absolute truth can last a lifetime in terms of its potency to dispel kind of illusion or doubt or misperception like that. So one of my favorite aphorisms is ekam eva dvitiyam from the Upanishads, which means eka means one. Ekam eva means certainly. So it even has the word certainly in here. Ekam ev advitiyam. Advitiyam means no second, no duality. So only the one reality exists with no second. And Krishna says in the Bhagavad-Gita that the real always is and never becomes the unreal. So there's no becoming. The real never becomes something else. It is always what it is. And the unreal never becomes the real.
There'd be an analogy to what you were saying earlier about dreams.
That's right.
Okay, I never become that dream character, but that dream character never becomes me.
That's right. Exactly. Thank you, Monique. Thank you. So, in the same way, your question, does the human being have free will? Well, let me ask you. When Patrick goes to sleep at night and dreams about, 300 different dream figures walking around, do they have free will?
I don't believe in free will. I think that I am lived.
That's wonderful. That's very deep and
I
profound.
forget quite a bit.
Okay, so I am being lived. Now, the next step in the Atma Vichar, the self-inquiry, which Adyashanti talks about in his book, the next question would be, what is that I that is being lived? How do you define that I that's being lived?
The way I stole it was all I can do is see the false as the false and drop it, and then be ready for the next moment.
Okay, what witnesses that?
The falseness.
The dropping. What witnesses the one who sees the false and drops it? What no? Oh, isn't that interesting? That's profound. This one that you don't know is your true self. The I can never know itself except by dint of the fact that it sees. Take a moment to breathe that in. The I can never see itself except by dint of the fact that it sees. Now, of course, if there's a mirror there, then it can see itself. So what is this mirror? That is pure consciousness, pure I am, without the ego present, that I mentioned at the very beginning when I started talking this evening. That's the mirror, is present poetically. The mirror is present at that time. And also in...
You are a mirror to me, and vice versa. We are a mirror in each.
In that way as well. In that way as well. Yes. Beautiful. Thank you.
And the I is a double entendre I would think.
Right. The way the word I can be used in language can be either, it could either refer to the true self, the one who witnesses consciousness. Now again, we're doing the best we can here, but I'll explain further about this. Nisargadatta Maharaj, he makes a distinction between awareness and consciousness, and I'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah.
You're aware of that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the I can either refer to the true self, which is aware of consciousness, perceiving the body-mind system, doing its stuff, doing its thing. Or it could refer to consciousness watching the body-mind system doing its thing. Or it could just refer or in most cases in the world as we know it, when people use the word I, they're referring to the body-mind system. So you're absolutely right. The word I could be used in any of those ways. So that's why the best spiritual teachers, they'll always be looking for where a question is coming from, rather than so